All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, so I'm trying to be helpful here. I'm trying to do something and explain something and point you to something that's really good. All right, and before I do that, this is a band you might have seen before, Lone Rider. And their album, it's called Attitude. It's on Escape Music, all right? Escape Music is probably, if not the best, either the second best or the best melodic rock label that is producing new music, like new original music, all right? So I say that, all right, with all respect for the record label and for Khalil Turk, whose name, as you can see, is on many things. All right, so this is a new song. It's called City of Lights. All right, now if I expand this, my computer for some reason can't process the audio. Maybe it sees that I'm trying to record it or something. I don't know. It's probably some nefarious AI at work. But I did the screen share here because, first of all, let me tell you about the song. All right. If you're a Kansas fan, this is closer to Kansas than the current band. Steve Walsh, the original singer, is singing on this song. David Ragsdale, the violin player who left Kansas, the band, recently, is playing on this. And it's the organic kind of playing that is very recognizable if you're a fan of the band Kansas. And my buddy Jerome Mazza, who is singing back and forth with Steve Walsh, the legendary Steve Walsh, who at one point said he wasn't going to do any more stuff. Maybe this one was a leftover song, but I am thinking that maybe it was recorded a little bit further down the road. So the album is called Turkish Delight 3. And this is how it's labeled. Turkish Delight, City of Lights. All right. The song is called City of Lights. It's not called Turkish Delight, City of Lights. It's like putting the author and title of a book together. And so how many views does it have? It has 172 views, came out back on October 27th. So it's been out for 20 days now, a little bit more than 20 days. And it has 172 views. Now, you'd really have to be looking for this to find it, and you'd have to know all of the specific information. You've got a song that sounds like classic Kansas with the original singer on it, and it's got 172 views. This to me is depressing, all right? Because there needs to be some kind of marketing that frees this up. Like it should say, Steve Walsh, formerly of Kansas, with special guest Jerome Mazza, singing the song City of Lights with special guest David Ragsdale. Maybe you put all of that down below, all of the additional information. Now, I understand that the record label wants to sell CDs or albums. I believe this is probably available on vinyl. But you've got to be able to find this stuff in order to like it and then maybe purchase a copy. It's not going to be played on the radio. It should be. This should be on a classic rock radio station. This song is remarkable. Steve Walsh sounds a lot different than he did back in the day, but he's still able to hit all of the notes he used to. And his voice is very recognizable. And the way it's produced with himself and Jerome Mazza, who really is the heir to the Kansas sound and legacy at this point, in my humble opinion. It's so well done, but yet it's got 172 views on it. This should have thousands of views. I mean, there are Kansas fans everywhere, classic rock, melodic rock people that would love to sink their teeth or their ears into this song. And this is, when you look it up, it says Turkish Delight, City of Lights. It just, I'm sorry. And, you know, I'm acquainted with Khalil Turk. He and I have spoken on the phone a few times. I've made the point that the marketing side of things here, it leaves something, you know, to the imagination here, or needs help. I wish this wasn't the case, because we need to get this music out there. Now, I understand a lot of people don't care anyway. Like, I don't really care, Dave. It doesn't really matter. So what? You know, so you got the original singer for Kansas singing this song, and he's going back and forth with the guy who sounds almost identical to his younger self. Because that's what you have here. You got the younger version of Steve Walsh, and then you've got Steve himself singing side by side, City of Lights. If you go look up City of Lights and type anything else in, you're not going to find this. The only reason I was able to find this is because somebody gave me the intel. They gave me the information, and I was able to be very specific. 172 views on this track. That's an abomination. All right, I'm just saying. So you can go to Escape Music. It's Escape. By the way, this is tricky too. It's escape-music.com. You can't type in Escape Music altogether because you won't get it. And they've got great music like this here, and they've got all of these Turkish Delight projects that are truly delightful, but they're hard to find. And a ton of special guest performers, people that you know, names that go back 20, 30, 40 years in some cases, and some people that you may not know, but who are really carrying the baton, the torch. They're moving the ball down the field into the 2020s, which is kind of scary. But yeah, I wish this was marketed better, but it's not. So just go look for it. Tell him Harmless Dave sent you. If you can find it, tell him Dave directed you the best he could. He did a screen share. He explained that this is Steve Walsh and Jerome Mazza together. The song is called City of Lights. The album is called Turkish Delight 3. It's Khalil Turk and Friends. I don't think Khalil is performing on the album. I don't think he plays anything, but he is listed typically as executive producer. So you can thank him for being executive producer and putting this all together. But in the meantime, maybe we get a little bit more concise with what this is, because people are missing it. 172 views. Yes, obviously, you should go buy yourself a copy of this if you're a fan. All right, that's it. Done. And so is Melodic Rock at this point. It's mostly all done. It's me and my buddy Tony and a couple other people. Tony has this website called endangeredcds.com. He's got a lot of music on there. If you go there, he's got this actual chart. And I think it's kind of his own personal chart, the way he does it. It's pretty ingenious, but you know, he's going back to the days of Casey Kasem and the old Billboard Top 40. And it's a better place to be than where we are right now.